Let me take you on a journey through something that might seem simple, but is often a hidden challenge for many seniors. I have seen countless men and women in my clinic sit across from me and speak about a discomfort that often comes at night or during a simple walk. A sudden tightness in the calf, a sharp pulling sensation that makes you wince. You might call it a leg cramp. It can strike without warning and leave you rubbing your leg for minutes, sometimes hours after. For some, it comes when they stretch in bed. For others, it happens while they are gardening or simply standing. Over the years, I have learned that while cramps can be common in older age, they are not something you should simply accept as part of getting older. They are a signal, a way your body tries to tell you that something is missing or out of balance. And often the answer lies in the foods you choose to put on your plate. I will share with you the 3 most powerful foods that science has shown can help prevent leg cramps in seniors. These are not exotic supplements or expensive powders. They are real foods you can find in your local market. But before we get there, you must understand why leg cramps happen more often as the years go by. As we age, the muscles lose some of their flexibility. The nerve connections that signal the muscles to contract and relax become a little slower. On top of that, we often drink less water than we should, and some of the medicines commonly prescribed for blood pressure or heart health can drain certain minerals from the body. Low levels of minerals such as potassium, magnesium, and calcium are among the most frequent causes of cramps. Dehydration and poor circulation play a role too. That is why focusing on replenishing these key nutrients is vital if you want strong cramp-free legs. The first food I want to talk about is bananas. Now I know you might have heard this before, but I want you to understand why. Bananas are one of the richest natural sources of potassium. Potassium is not just a nutrient. It is an essential electrolyte that keeps your muscles and nerves working properly. When your potassium levels are low, the electrical signals that tell your muscles to relax after contracting can misfire. This is when you feel that sudden painful tightening. There was a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that followed older adults with low potassium levels and found that those who increased their potassium intake had fewer episodes of nocturnal leg cramps. Bananas are also easy to digest, and they provide quick energy, which is especially helpful before a walk or light exercise. One medium banana contains around 400 milligrams of potassium, along with small amounts of magnesium and vitamin B6, which together support healthy muscle function. Eating 1 banana a day is a simple habit that can have a real effect on preventing cramps. The second food is spinach. Many seniors do not realize that dark leafy greens like spinach are one of the best ways to get magnesium naturally. Magnesium works hand in hand with calcium in the muscle fibers. Calcium causes the muscle to contract. Magnesium tells it to relax. If you are low in magnesium, your muscles can stay tight for longer than they should, and this can lead to cramps. A research paper from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society showed that older adults with higher magnesium intake reported significantly fewer muscle cramps, especially at night. Spinach is also a source of potassium and iron. The iron helps keep your blood rich with oxygen, which is critical for muscle performance. A cup of cooked spinach contains nearly 150 milligrams of magnesium, along with more than 800 milligrams of potassium. You can add it to soups, blend it into a smoothie, or simply sauté it with a little olive oil and garlic. The key is to make it a regular part of your meals. Magnesium from food sources is more easily absorbed and used by the body compared to pills in many cases. The third food is yogurt. Now this might surprise you because we usually think of yogurt as a food for digestion or bone health. But it is one of the most balanced natural sources of calcium and potassium together. Calcium is essential for the electrical signaling between nerves and muscles. Without enough calcium, Your muscles may spasm involuntarily. Yogurt also contains protein, which helps maintain muscle mass as you age. A study in Osteoporosis International found that seniors who consumed more dairy products not only had stronger bones but also reported fewer muscle cramps and less muscle weakness overall. The probiotics in yogurt also play a hidden role. A healthy gut improves the absorption of minerals like magnesium and calcium from the rest of your diet. Choose plain, unsweetened yogurt for the most benefit. A single cup can give you over 300 milligrams of calcium and more than 350 milligrams of potassium. When you bring these three foods together, you create a natural balance of electrolytes and minerals that your body can rely on. Potassium from bananas and spinach, magnesium from spinach, calcium from yogurt. These nutrients restore the electrical balance in your muscles so they can contract and relax smoothly. I have seen patients who suffered cramps almost every night go weeks without a single episode after consistently eating these foods. Of course, it is not magic. It takes commitment. You need to make them a part of your daily rhythm, just like brushing your teeth or taking a morning walk. It is also important to remember that hydration works hand in hand with these nutrients. Even the best diet will not prevent cramps if you are dehydrated. Your muscles are like sponges, and they need water to function. Seniors often lose the natural sense of thirst, so you may not feel thirsty until you are already dehydrated. Try to sip water throughout the day, instead of drinking a large amount at once. Some herbal teas without caffeine can also count toward your fluid intake. Water helps carry potassium, magnesium, and calcium into your muscle cells, where they can do their job. There is one more thing I tell every senior who struggles with cramps. Keep your muscles active. Light stretching in the morning and before bed can improve circulation and keep the muscle fibers flexible. A short walk after dinner can help move blood and nutrients into the muscles. If you combine this with the right foods and proper hydration, you give yourself the best chance to stay free of cramps. You might wonder if supplements can replace these foods. While supplements can help, in some cases, they do not offer the same balance and supporting nutrients that whole foods do. For example, a banana gives you potassium, along with fiber vitamin C and other compounds that work together in ways science is still discovering. A pill can never fully replicate that. That is why I always encourage starting with food first and adding supplements only if necessary. I want to share the story of one of my patients, Mr. Rao. He is 72 and had been dealing with painful cramps in his calves almost every night. He was taking medication for high blood pressure and a mild diuretic, which was unknowingly lowering his potassium and magnesium. After we reviewed his diet, we found that he was eating very little fruit or leafy greens. I suggested he start each morning with a banana, add a serving of spinach to his lunch, and have a small bowl of yogurt in the evening. We also discussed increasing his water intake. Within 3 weeks, his cramps had almost completely disappeared. When I asked him how he felt, he smiled and said he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. This was not because of any expensive treatment, but because his body finally had the raw materials it needed to function properly. There are countless studies that confirm what I have seen in practice. Research in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition has shown that diets high in potassium and magnesium are linked to lower rates of muscle cramps. Studies in nutrition reviews have emphasized the role of adequate calcium intake in muscle relaxation. These findings are consistent across different populations and age groups, but the benefits seem especially strong in older adults. Your body is incredibly adaptable, even in your 70s or 80s. Give it the right fuel and it will respond. Now you might be thinking it sounds too simple. Just 3 foods to prevent something that has been bothering you for years. But remember that health is built on small, consistent actions. bananas, spinach, and yogurt are not just foods, they are tools. Each one supplies specific building blocks your muscles depend on. They are easy to find, inexpensive, and require no complicated preparation. The key is to bring them into your daily life, and not just as a short-term experiment. Over time, you will not only see fewer cramps, but you may also notice more energy, better balance, and greater confidence in your steps. So the next time you feel that familiar tightening in your leg, do not just rub it and move on. Ask yourself what you have given your body that day. Have you had enough potassium, magnesium, and calcium? Have you drunk enough water? Have you moved your legs and stretched them? The answers will guide you toward habits that keep you active and free from pain. I have spent my career helping people understand that aging does not have to mean losing strength or mobility. The body has an amazing ability to repair and maintain itself when we provide the right nutrients and care. By making simple changes in what you eat, you can take control over something that has stolen comfort from many seniors. I hope you will take this knowledge and put it into action, because your legs are not just for walking. They carry you through the moments that matter most. The walks with your loved ones, the trips to the market, the dances at family celebrations. Keep them strong, keep them free of cramps, and remember, it all begins with the food on your plate. I have met many seniors who believe leg cramps are just an inevitable part of aging. They will tell me with a shrug that it happens at night or when they stand too long. But I want to ask you something important. What if these cramps are not just a small annoyance? What if they are your body's way of waving a red flag? A quiet but urgent signal that something deeper is missing. Something your muscles and nerves are desperate for. A leg cramp is not random. It is your muscle contracting involuntarily and refusing to relax. This can happen because the delicate balance of minerals in your body is disrupted. Potassium, magnesium, and calcium are the key players here. These are not just nutrients. They are the messengers that allow your nerves to send clear instructions to your muscles. If they are too low, the messages get scrambled. Your muscles tighten without warning and hold that tension painfully. In my practice, I have seen this pattern again and again. Older adults are especially vulnerable because as the years pass, the body absorbs nutrients less efficiently. Some medicines for blood pressure or heart health can quietly drain these minerals as well. There was a study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society that looked at older adults suffering frequent nocturnal cramps. The researchers found a clear link between lower magnesium intake and increased cramp frequency. Another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that low potassium levels were tied to poor muscle function and more muscle spasms. Calcium deficiency is also well known for causing neuromuscular irritability, which is why it is often involved in cramps. These are not isolated findings. They have been repeated across multiple studies in different countries. But minerals are only part of the story. Hydration is the other silent piece many people miss. Water is the highway that carries electrolytes into your muscle cells. Without enough water, the minerals cannot do their work. Seniors often lose their natural thirst response. By the time you feel thirsty, you may already be mildly dehydrated. That dehydration can concentrate the electrolytes in your blood and disturb the balance even more. Circulation plays a role too. As we get older, the blood vessels may not deliver oxygen and nutrients to the muscles as quickly. If you sit for long hours or have underlying circulation issues, the muscles can be starved of what they need. Poor circulation combined with low minerals is like stacking two heavy weights on a fragile bridge. Eventually, something gives, and you feel that sudden pull in your calf or thigh. I remember one patient. She was 75 and had been dealing with the nightly cramps for years. We checked her diet and found she barely ate fruits or leafy greens. She drank maybe 2 small glasses of water a day. Her blood work showed low magnesium and borderline low potassium. I asked her to make 3 small changes. Eat a banana every morning, add a cup of spinach to her lunch, drink a full glass of water before every meal. Within 3 weeks, her cramps were almost gone. This was not magic. It was her body finally getting what it had been missing for years. Your cramps may be more than just tight muscles. They could be pointing toward a bigger imbalance in your body. They might be telling you that your diet is not meeting your muscle and nerve needs. They might be showing you the effects of certain medicines or dehydration. They might even be a sign of a more serious issue, such as poor circulation or nerve problems. That is why I always say, do not just rub the muscle and move on. Listen to the message it is sending. Science supports the idea that even small, consistent dietary changes can restore balance. Foods rich in potassium like bananas and sweet potatoes. Magnesium-rich vegetables like spinach and pumpkin seeds. Calcium sources like yogurt or almonds. These are not just meals. They are part of the repair plan your muscles need. Combine them with steady hydration and light daily movement to keep circulation flowing, and you give your legs the best possible chance to stay strong and cramp-free. So the next time you feel that sharp grip in your calf, pause and ask, is this just a cramp, or is my body trying to tell me something bigger? If you listen closely and act on what you hear, you might discover the cramps were not the problem at all. They were the clue, the signal that led you back to balance. And in that balance lies not only relief from pain, but the return of confidence in every step you take.